I'll get us rolling. Hey everyone, welcome back to 22 panels. It has been way too long for me. This is the podcast that aims to examine, explore, and elevate the medium of comics. I am Tyler, back after a little hiatus with my play that I was in, and across the interwebs are
Oh, oh,
Tad.
you,
Whoop,
you start acting and you're out of web fluid.
Yeah.
you
I
couldn't
mean,
hear it.
That was like
I
one
heard it,
one
but that was
thwip and a
like
puff.
A, bad, and
Oh,
B, there
oh
are two of us and you only made one thwip.
I'm gonna
no.
I'm gonna get away and kill your Uncle Ben now, Tyler. I'm sorry. That's just the rules of Spider-Man.
I will tell you there were two thwips. Maybe one of them wasn't on camera. It and my beard. I got new earbuds in, so they may not be
No,
picking up the noise.
they're not beard
It,
friendly earbuds.
I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, let's try again.
There's
Cross the
still
interwebs.
still one dud. That's
Still
okay.
only one.
Really?
Yeah.
I can't do it
If
anymore.
you have an Uncle Ben, I feel bad for him.
I
Yeah.
do not.
Okay, good.
All right. All right, guys.
That's
Tad and
lucky for
Phil.
you that you have no
Right?
Uncle Ben.
Not anymore.
Oh man. Tad and Phil, how's it going, guys?
It's a weird sort of week.
Very weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm breathing.
Uh you're
Yep.
breathing. That's true. We are alive. That's good. We
Mhm.
have not been drafted to head over to Iran.
Yeah,
Probably too old for that.
I don't know. Trump wants anybody and everybody.
I mean,
Well,
I think
except
it's
Barron.
yeah,
Except
right.
yeah. Oh that, yes, yes, yes. Except
But
him.
He
I
he
think
might he might send Eric.
oof,
Yeah, he's a
yep.
pill. Uh before we
But
get to
that
that
that's
though,
three.
yeah. Before we get to that, a little bit of comic news. Chainsaw Man is ending this month. I don't know if you guys heard
No.
about Chainsaw Man calling it quits. Well, not calling it quits. He knew he was going to end it. But let me pull that up. My
Yeah,
screen.
it's one of those where I've obviously know of Chainsaw Man, have
Yeah,
not read it myself yet, but that's probably gonna be the next thing I start. Just because
it's
all right, now
it's
that
really
it's
good.
at the end is in
It
sight, yeah.
so okay. So it's written by Tetsuki Fujimoto,
Uh-huh.
and they're going to end with chapter number 232. I don't know how many volumes that is though.
It's at least I mean, I have to imagine at least like 20,
Probably,
if not way more than that.
probably. So it's exciting. I mean, if you don't know anything about it, Phil, it's like it's a dark fantasy set in the 90s,
Okay.
an alternate version of the 90s.
Yeah.
And so he's got to deal with this demon who can you know, change his body parts into chainsaws.
Yeah, as one does.
And is one, yeah. So that's kind of funny. All right, moving on. Second piece of news that I found, you guys, is Avengers Academy wins the GLAAD Media Award for Outstanding Comic Book. So, at the 37th annual GLAAD Media Awards, honoring the year's best LGBTQ representation, Avengers Academy, Marvel Voices won in the category of Outstanding Comic Book. This is a digital series that ran for 60 chapters from 24 to 25. And I'm trying to look for the creators here real quick.
You
Namely,
did write them down in the notes that are
I
shared.
did, but
You got two?
now I'm in the article. So uh,
Ah,
here, so anyway, it's
Anthony
primarily
Oliveira and
yeah,
Carola Borelli.
I'm sure there's
yeah,
more.
I was just about to go through them. So like Tad said, Anthony Oliveira for writer. Guest writers Elsa Sunyosen, artist Carola Borelli, Bailey Rosenlund, Pablo Collar, Charles Stewart, Alti Furman Saya, and Mingku Young. But yeah, it's really cool. I'm gonna go pick it up now. I wasn't reading it before, but I will be now. Or
I
not picking
have
up.
I
I'm
have
gonna go.
read
It's
some.
online. Yeah,
Yeah, it's one of the
not pick it up. Read it.
Marvel Digital. Yeah.
The vertical
Yep,
scroll.
Yep.
yep,
Yep.
yep, yep.
So what kind of we could spin? There's so much we could talk about here, but I actually wanna I wanna do a little bit of teaching and pose a question.
Okay.
The teaching side is like, and this really hit my head. So I had a student, not even one of my students, a student in a math class that another one of my students is in,
Uh-huh.
that was super frustrated because they weren't getting math and they didn't feel like they were getting the help that they wanted, etc. So when my student went to try to help this student, I
Uh-huh.
popped in too. And like, first thing I noticed was like they had ChatGPT up to try to do the math for them. And I'm like,
It's not
ChatGPT
going to help.
doesn't do math well. It's not what it's designed for. It doesn't do calculations. Like, this is the wrong tool.
I actually have
Um,
the programming explanation as to why, if you'd like that, but yeah.
Please.
Yeah,
I
so
mean, I'll put it in layman's terms in a second, but go
uh-huh.
go ahead and
So the big thing, so a large language model, when you're talking about computers, there's something called data types, which is how the computer can tell the difference between displaying 1 plus 1 and doing the calculation of 1 plus 1. So all text is the data type of string. That's just how they're referred to.
hmm
That's the word for it.
hmm
Whereas numbers are, there's a few different types. There's integers or decimals, a few different types. There's
right,
one specifically for money. So the large language model is only dealing with string and with text and with probability of outcomes. So
right,
it's not doing what computers were originally built for and designed to do, which is do math.
right,
Computer compute math.
right,
So
right.
yes, they
Or or
invented a
or
computer that can't do math.
or as a student who happened to be in the room when I was like venting to a couple of teachers
Hmm.
um about this incident, said ChatGPT is just a glorified text predictor.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
autocomplete.
correct.
It's
Yes.
autocomplete
Yep.
off rails.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I mean
autocomplete on steroids.
Yeah.
there are better ones than Chat GPT for sure, but for math,
But they're
well,
still no, but all of them are still glorified autocompleters.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's
you're
just
right.
Um, at least if they're large language models. Now
mhm.
AI gets used for a lot of different things.
Oh yeah.
But so like to finish the story, like I stepped this through student through it step by step. They knew how to do it. Okay. When I was able to focus them and step them through it, they were able to move forward. And but then they got a different answer than ChatGPT had.
Oh boy.
And I could not convince them to just open up the answer key and see that they were right and ChatGPT was wrong.
Oof. That's tough. That's really tough. Um, I think that's happening more and more lately, where
Hmm.
people are believing ChatGPT or
Right.
AI or computers
So,
over real life.
so let's take this to Iran
Hmm.
and specifically the recent hubbub regarding Claude and military use.
Hmm.
Um, what part of a large language model is going to be effectively used to help you prosecute a war?
Well, so if I'm going to be honestly kind of darkly, serious here, is that I mean, Israel supposedly has been using AI for attempting to acquire targets in Palestine for years now. So if that's what we're using it for, then it's a false justification to continue bombing things.
I mean, sure.
It's you're asking for a
And
list of
and
targets that's never going to run it.
well, but I mean, I'm going to say that if we're using it that way, that's like the arguably only quote, big, huge air quotes, justifiable use for it. Because, it can't.
Well, it's
Let me
so
finish. Let me
sorry, sorry,
finish.
sorry, sorry, sorry.
Because there is a specific point that I'm going here.
Uh-huh.
I mean, Phil, big air
Hmm.
quotes. You don't have to argue with me about whether or not it's justifiable.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. I did not hear your big air quotes.
I said big air quotes. I
I'm
said the
sorry.
words big air quotes.
I'm
I
sorry.
didn't actually make them because I was happy to have my
Yeah, Phil, now you
listen to the
triggered him.
words, Phil.
I'm trying. I'm still drinking coffee. I'm trying.
That I mean, if you understand the software, that's like the only possible true because like there's no good way to use it for strategy.
No.
Um, even if you really thought it was designed that way, you'd have to be really damn certain that you trained it on the right things.
Hmm.
Because if you're training it on the fucking internet, you would have like strategy from every fanfic war novel ever written, given equal weight to like actual war game strategies or real life strategies that have worked or not worked, etc.
Hmm.
Um, but I'm actually going somewhere way more specific and darker when I talk about the targets. We dropped not one but two Tomahawk missiles on a fucking school.
Yeah.
A school that used to be part of a military installation that is still adjacent to a military installation, which means that if you were using a large language model software and it was trained on the internet, there is a good chance that it would not understand that it wasn't anymore
That it's decommit. Yeah.
Yeah.
because it would
Yeah.
have more old data saying A than new data saying B.
Right. On top of if it, I don't know how close it is to a military
It is
operation.
close. I mean,
Well, what I'm saying is that
because
it's
like the
proximity wise,
entire
it's
yeah, the entire base wasn't decommissioned.
yeah.
Um, so like they're playing this as like the people who are playing this most honestly are playing this as we used old information.
Oof.
And even they are acknowledging that like it could have been checked. You know, there are a lot of people talking about the the office in the Pentagon that was specifically designed to try to avoid this sort of thing was one of the things the Hegseths shot down,
Hmm.
got rid of, that sort of thing. But I think that there's reason to wonder if it's deeper than that. If we had a
That,
computer spit out a target based on faulty information,
Hmm.
and because we both fed it bad information,
Hmm.
because we just given it all of the information. I mean, this is the kind of mistake that we should expect from AI.
Yeah.
And
But
again,
because
big, huge air quotes around AI.
uh-huh. And
Like when I hear like the amount of money that the military is putting into large language models to put to use, and I'm sitting there going, what's the added value? We've been doing war games and good ones for a long time. We have massive cyber defense and cyber offense programs. You think that if there were computer programs that could be written to help us execute a war better, they wouldn't have been written by the US military and intelligence apparatus already? You think we have to go to fucking Elon Musk?
yeah, I mean that's actually speaking of Elon Musk, I think he's probably one of the well, so what I'm thinking of this in terms of is that to me this is now Silicon Valley slash, tech companies taking a step towards merging with the military industrial complex. They're
Not a step.
a dive, a deep dive into the deep end of it. But it's
Yeah.
Also, not a like the deep dive
yeah.
already happened.
Okay. So how would you
This
phrase
is
that
that
then, I guess?
I would phrase it as there is no difference
Hmm.
between Silicon Valley and the military industrial complex. They
Yeah.
have become a part of it. That's
Yeah.
what they bought when they
Yeah.
bought their president.
Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah. I could see that. But it's yeah, it's terrifying, honestly.
And like right now, the results are 175 school children.
Yeah.
Though I feel like we've had more friendly fire accidents than I'm used to too.
No kidding.
You
Yeah,
know,
it's
we've had American-made missile defense systems shoot down American planes.
it's beyond fucked up.
Um,
But
it's been go back and read. Spencer Ackerman's been on top of this forever.
hmm
He didn't specifically write about what I just brought up. This
hmm
is purely my speculation. Um, but like the amount of AI investment in Palestinian genocide is ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's their proving ground. Proving again with a big,
hmm hmm
huge air quotes around it because yeah, they've probably knocked out the Hamas infrastructure, but only because there's almost nothing still standing
Yeah.
in Gaza.
Right.
Um,
Well,
so rather than having these like stories about, oh, this AI company took a stand or that one didn't, blah blah blah, like
hmm
can we really talk about what AI is, whether or not it's currently appropriate for military use, and most importantly, does the military know how to use it?
Yeah. I mean,
no.
I think it's clear that
Because I
they,
certainly don't
they don't.
trust that Pete Hegseth would.
No.
No.
I mean, I would leap straight to the argument that I don't think there is a good way to use it.
No,
And
I
No.
mean,
because of that,
but
they
what
don't know how to use it.
but yeah, I mean, this is where I gotta say, like, take off your Pollyanna glasses. You
Pollyanna?
can't. The only way you win the there isn't a good way to use it
Hmm.
is if you get them engaged in the argument and they show you that there's not a good way to use it.
Okay.
Until then, you're just being the oh, you
The
just
stick in the mud. Yeah.
yeah,
Ha!
you're the wuss that doesn't have the guts
Yes.
to do what
Yep.
needs to be done, blah blah blah. No.
Yeah. Until they
Argument
blow up a school with
Well, and
some
the
kids.
argument,
the
I
problem
mean,
is that I think that people who would be of that mindset already, I don't know if they can be convinced.
No, they can't. I
I
mean,
understand, which is why they need to be in front of Congress. They need to be in front of everybody
Hmm.
explaining what they think they're accomplishing, because that's the only way they can be held accountable.
Well, and that's quite frankly another thing I worry is the ability to bring accountability to these people.
Oh, that's a huge issue,
Yeah.
but that's why it needs to be the focus. Just saying,
Uh-huh.
I mean, like again, anybody who understands AI at all,
Hmm.
or again, what we currently call AI, which is
Hmm.
so far away from true artificial intelligence that it's not even funny.
Sure. Yeah.
we're in the
Uh,
baby stages right now.
Mhm.
I mean, we were in the baby stages in the 50s.
Yeah.
All right, guys,
Um,
let's move on to
yeah,
comic books.
yeah,
I have to get going in about an hour, so we should get rolling.
yeah.
All right. Well,
Some new to order
straight up,
books.
straight up new to order. Listen, this first one is near and dear to my heart. My son loved this show when it was on Comedy Network or Cartoon Network, excuse me. This is Ben 10 from Joe Casey and Robert Carey. A fresh take on a 21st century classic, fan favorite Ben 10 returns in an all new series that will appeal to longtime fans and new readers alike. When a mysterious meteor crashes to Earth, 10-year-old Ben Tennyson discovers the Omnitrix, a high-tech alien gauntlet of incredible power and potential. With this device on his wrist, Ben has the power to transform into incredible alien forms, but can he control the power? This looks like it's going to be a final order cutoff of April 13th and will be in shops on May 6th. From who is it? Who put this out?
Dynamite.
Dynamite. Cool.
Next up,
Oh,
we've got that was me. Sorry.
yeah, who's
Yeah,
got
I expected
concrete?
it to be Tyler.
Concrete Stars Over Sand #1 from Paul Chadwick and Dark Horse. The Eisner
Yeah.
Harvey and Rubin Award-winning Concrete is back with a five-part story of amnesia, wilderness, and suspense. Concrete has entered the desert and not come back. Larry and Maureen are frantic. Reports come that he is wandering the nearby arid mountains covered with blood, attacking people. Concrete, lightning struck, confused, roams a frightening world he can't understand. Roars tear across the sky. A strange globe rises. His body is sheathed in stone. He thinks he is being hunted. People are a threat. His journey back to life and his friend's dire search against a looming deadline is as strange and tense as any concrete story ever told. First new one in 20 years. This is coming back again from writer-artist Paul Chadwick and Dark Horse. It's going to have a final order cutoff of May 11th, in stores June 17th.
Awesome. I'm very excited for that. Oh, Hank Howard. Who's got that one? Tad?
Hank Howard, Pizza Detective, A Slice of Life from Robert Venditti and David Lapham.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, striking new vision in the fight against crime. Hank Howard is back in the one place he thought he'd finally left behind, his hometown of Tampa. But unfortunately for Hank, pizza crime doesn't take a vacation. Before he knows it, he's knee-deep in his first homicide case, facing down lawyers, locking lips with a long-lost flame, punching pirates, and dodging bullets as he races against time to solve his first ever homicide case. Final order cutoff is April 6th, in stores on May 6th from Bad Idea.
Hey, can I ask a question about Pizza Detective? Has this been a long going series? Because I just picked up a recent new run of it. Is that the beginning of it, or because I just started reading it?
Um, so
What's this like? What's the history behind Pizza Detective?
I know
there
there's been a
were
few before.
well, I think there's only been one two-issue series that came out on its own
Okay.
to stores,
Okay.
but it had been backup stories in a few other books, and then it was one of the first Bad Idea Kickstarters. So
Okay.
there's a nice hardcover with a lot of these. So I've like actually read all of these because they were released as part of the Kickstarter. Um, but now they're doing them as single issues with
Okay. Okay.
full covers and stuff.
Because I really enjoyed the two issues that I've bought
Hmm.
so far.
Yep.
And then yeah, then I saw this. I'm like, oh, cool.
Yeah, yeah. So, all right.
All right.
Tyler, you want to give us
Hellboy.
the double
We're gonna do
Hellboy
some
shot?
double Hellboy. Hellboy in the BPRD, the Monster of Nivola. This is a one shot from Mike Mignola, Christopher Golden, and Danielle Serra. Rumors of a monster bring Hellboy to a nearly abandoned town in Sardinia, where the search for the creature leads to a local abbey with a shocking secret of its own. Writer Christopher Golden and artist Danielle Sarah join Mike Mignola in exploring the meaning of true monstrosity in this standalone Hellboy one shot. This is going to be final order cutoff of May 18th and will be in stores June 24th from Dark Horse. So now I'm going to jump over to Hellboy in Love, Obsidian #1. This is Mike Mignola, Christopher Golden, and Alex Nieto from Dark Horse. Uh, Anastasia is called to Crete when an excavation team unearths a tomb with striking similarities to engraved skulls stolen from her by a witch in India. The trail for proof of the mysterious Soren Artia society may not have gone as cold as she thought, but danger still lurks behind every turn. This is going to be in shops May 11th, or excuse me, final order cutoff May 11th, and in shops June 17th. Ba-dum-ba.
All right. Next up, we've got If Destruction Be Our Lot #1 from Matthew Rosenberg, Mark Elijah Rosenberg, art by Andy McDonald and Francesco Segala. Series premiere: Humanity is extinct, and all that remains are the robots who once helped us. The robots who once helped us are now are happier now, doing their work without human interference. But not Abe. He believes there must be something more out there. After nearly getting killed, he's determined to wander the earth until he finds it, or gets recycled trying. Brilliant artist Andy McDonald and adequate writers Mark Elijah Rosenberg and Matthew
Adequate
Rosenberg.
writers. Is that what it says?
It does say, and brilliant artists, adequate writers bring you an ongoing sci-fi adventure about finding purpose, holding on to hope, and really lonely robots. It's going to have a final order cutoff of April 13th in stores May 6th from Image Comics. I wouldn't throw that shade. It was in the solicit, I swear.
That is funny that it actually says that.
It is, yeah.
I'm like,
That just means
whoa.
Matthew wrote his own solicit copy. You know that.
Yep.
Skate Ali #1 from Sam Humphries, Kelly Sudaconic, and Natasha Bustos. Welcome to near future Los Angeles, a neon scorched city where skateboarding has been ruthlessly outlawed, but nothing stops Skate Ali. By day, she's just another student dodging detention. By night, she's a rebel on wheels, an enigmatic loner defying the law on the Los Angeles streets. But when Ali slams headfirst into the infamous world of underground skateboarding, she comes face to face with a crew of outcast skaters called LA Skull Clan and their masked leader, Skull Queen 9. Fueled by a magical force called the Rush, the clan pulls off explosive moves and defiant acts of resistance. Faced with the opportunity of leveling up her game, but afraid of actually being perceived by others, Ali must decide, will she play it safe or kick flip straight into a revolution? This is a final order cutoff of May 4th and in stores on June 10th and just looks amazing. So let's talk some graphic novels.
All right. First up, this one was previously offered through other distributors, but it looks so good. We wanted to mention there's a new printing coming out, which is Barking by Lucy Sullivan. Loopy, cuckoo, start raving. When the depression and grief Alex feels over the death of her friend overwhelm her, she's institutionalized. But inside a psychiatric ward, things don't get better for her. Now she has nowhere to get away from her rapidly spiraling thoughts. As Alex navigates disinterested attendance, group therapy, and isolation, she must build herself a new equilibrium and tame the black dog of her depression. Inspired by her own struggles with mental health, Lucy Sullivan tells a powerful emotional story about the problems that sometimes overwhelm us all and the failures in the mental health system we depend on. Going to have a final order cutoff of April 6th in stores May 6th. This one from Avery. I don't remember it was originally. I think it had a Zoop funding campaign. But yeah, it looks great.
I don't think it did. I
No?
think
Okay.
Avery Hill
Was the whole
published it
time?
outright, but
Okay.
I don't remember.
All right. Everglade from Carlos
Glide,
Gonzalez. Oh,
Everglide.
Everglide. Oh, yep. Everglide. Sorry. Feel the groping confusion of heroes and villains alike as they navigate a detached and smog-ridden future propagated by countless vapid hologram simulations. When a middle-aged alcoholic stumbles upon a council that jacks him into a long-shuttered digital swampscape, he sees a fragment of beauty in a vast bog of unknowns. Will he be able to hold on to it or be engulfed in chaos? You'll be able to smell the burning ozone and hear the low-level hum of advanced cybernetics when you read Carlos Gonzalez's mind-bending cyberpunk saga Everglide. This is going to be final order cutoff of March 30th and will be in shops June 24th from Floating World.
The
Oh.
Odyssey, a graphic novel deluxe edition from Gareth Hines. Bold imagery and an ear tuned to the music of Homer's epic poem, award-winning graphic artist Gareth Hines reinterprets the ancient classic as has never been told before. Fresh from the triumphs of the Trojan War, Odysseus, king of Ithaca, wants nothing more than to return home to his family. Instead, he offends the sea god, Poseidon, who dooms him to years of shipwreck and wandering, battling man-eating monsters, violent storms, and the supernatural seductions of sirens and sorceresses. Odysseus will need all his strength and cunning and a little help from Mount Olympus to make his way home and seize his kingdom from the schemers who seek to wed his queen and usurp his throne. Gareth Hines masterfully reinterprets a story of heroism, adventure, and high action that has been told and retold for more than 2,500 years. Um, this is in stores on May 12th with a final order cutoff of April 13th from Candlewick.
Oracles. Who's got oracles? Me. Okay. Oracles from Olivia Sullivan. When the everyday becomes overwhelming, our protagonist begins to travel through the world to find wonder in a true escape and to discover more about themselves. As they navigate through the forest, the ocean, the desert, and the mountains in a trip of peace, turmoil, and reflection, the narrator encounters mushrooms, sage creatures, whirlpools, and learns more about themselves in the process. With gorgeous art and lyrical contemplative text, this graphic novel is a passage from uncertainty to joy and understanding. This is out from Avery and has a final order cutoff of April 6th and will be in shops on May 6th.
Physical Education by Joanna Mosey. Portrait of creative stagnation, digital saturation, and the strange sideways momentum of postmodern life. Laura has just received a prestigious grant to write her debut novel, and everyone around her agrees that things seem to finally be falling into place for her. Instead, she finds herself increasingly numb and detached from reality, half-heartedly meeting up with friends at the gym, struggling to fulfill her role as daughter, and managing an abstract relationship with a married man. Haunted by lingering memories of a toxic youth she can't escape, Laura is stuck in a strange limbo, unable to draw a cohesive plot for her life, her hopes, or her futures. Wry, elliptical, and intimate physical education perfectly captures the quiet absurdities of the algorithmic age and the familiar ways in which we scroll, strive, sweat, and stall our way through the world. A smart, emotionally resonant work for readers of Gillian Tamaki's Boundless and The Hard Tomorrow by Eleanor Davis, the first ever graphic novel to be a National Illustration Award of Portugal's highlighted book. This is from Pow Pow and has a final order cutoff of March 30th and an in-store date of April 6th.
Next up is Two Sons from Carlos Giffoni and Juan Doe. Two Sons follows a scientist suffering from amnesia who wakes in a wild alien world and struggles to survive its perilous environment as returning memories reveal the wicked actions that led him there. Join Giovanni on his adventures exploring an alien island full of mind-bending wildlife as he slowly recaptures vivid memories of his dying home planet, love, and heartbreak. Giovanni attempts to escape this colorful nightmare and erase the biggest mistake of his life after an unexpected twist of events shatters his perception of reality, revealing how he ended up trapped on this strange planet and everything he left behind. Final order cutoff of March 30th in stores, May 20th from Rebellion
Yep.
or
All
Rocket
right.
Ship. It says Rocket Ship
Oh
on the
yeah,
cover.
Rocket
Sorry
Ship
about that.
Entertainment. You're right.
Rocket Ship Entertainment. Woo, that was a close
Yeah.
one.
All right. Some collections.
All right, that's Captain Henry and the Graveyard of Time from Mike Mignola and Bruce Zick. Uh, Explore the new corner of the Hellboy universe in this time-traveling tale to another dimension. On the dark night in 1880s England, the ever-adventurous Whittier family, along with Edward Grey, are attempting to send a man into the realm between reality and the beyond to free the trapped spirit of a Whittier uncle. But his expedition into space and time will take him to places beyond even the Witchfinder's knowledge. Captain Henry in the Graveyard of Time follows an intrepid time-traveling explorer on a journey into a new dimension. He soon discovers that the monsters he encounters aren't his only problem, as time itself might be an even greater danger. Uh, this one collects Captain Henry Graveyard of Time number 1 through 4, along with bonus materials from Dark Horse, with a final order cutoff of April 20th in stores July 21st.
All right. Devil on My Shoulders from Kyle Starks and Peter Kowalski. Ted, can you scroll down a little bit? Thank you. All right. Something terrible has happened. For 40 days, she was tortured by 5 men and left for dead. But she will get her revenge, and each and every one of them and it will be bloody. And events that takes her on a strange and violent supernatural path of payback through bizarre encounters with an ex-hitman, sadistic art enthusiast, and literal devils. A new dark humor 4-issue series from the creators of Where Monsters Lie, Carl Starks and Peter Kowalski. That's perfect for fans of The Crow and revenge horror and violent, well-deserved retribution. This is from Dark Horse. Final order cutoff of April 13th and will be in shops July 14th.
Galaxy of Madness Omnibus. In the far-flung, thrilling future of the 41st century, and on the other side of the galaxy, a swashbuckling space archaeologist, Vigil Virgo, is on the cusp of learning a universe-shattering secret in this four-color fantasy. But she'll have to dive into the abyss where no human was ever meant to go. To do it, the question is what happens when she emerges from the other side. This is written by Magdalene Visaggio with art by Michael Avon Oming and Victor Santos, coming out from Mad Cave with a final order cutoff of April 13th in stores on May 6th.
Yeah, that one looks
So
really good.
who wants to go through the final order cutoffs? I'm
I
Final
feeling
order
will.
cutoff.
quiet.
Okay.
All right. Final order cutoffs for this week, March 23rd. Avatar: The Last Airbender, the Kyoshi Warriors #1. Ted, do you read the creators as well?
I do.
Okay, from Brendan Hong and Belbessa from Dark Horse. Blood Squad 7
I
yearbook
also
number
generally say the day that it's coming out.
May 6th for Avatar. Blood Squad 7 yearbook #1 from Joe Casey and Paul Fry from Image will be in stores April 15th. Brownfield Action Family will be from Ted May from Uncivilized on April 27th. Civil War Unmasked from Christos Gage and Edgar Salazar from Marvel on May 6th. Corpse Night from Michael Chavez and Matthew Roberts and Rico Renzi from Image on April 22nd. Fireborn from Kurt Pyers and Franklin Jonas and Patrick Mulholland from Image on April 15th. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice. Let me take a drink. Next one, Fall of the House of Slaughter from Tate Brombell and Adriano Turtulici on Boom from April 15th. Excuse me. Yeah, April. I skipped lines. That is Boom from on May 6th. Hellboy in Love, Black Eyes from Mike Mignola and Christopher Golden from Dark Horse on April 29th. Lenore, Muffin Else Matter from Roman Dirge on Titan. That'll be April 15th. And Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, Echoes of the Empire from Ethan Sachs, Jethro Morales on Marvel on April 22nd.
All right, Phil, you want to give us crowdfunding?
Yeah, crowdfunding. First up, we've got Weird Tales, a graphic novel of bizarre and unusual stories from James Aquilione on Kickstarter through March 18th. The hectic love lives of the mythical with artists Laura Helsby, Joss Stone, Fellhound, Jonah Walker, Len Gogos, Matt H. Taylor. That's going to be on Backer Kit through March 21st. Even the Stars Will Fall, #1 from uh, Florian Akinmade and Bimpe Aliu and Hassan Atsmain El Hal on Kickstarter through March 25th. So Buttons, Who's My Daddy and What Does He Do? From Jonathan Bayliss on Kickstarter through March 28th. Action Philosophers, Modernity Bites by Fred Van Lente and Ryan Dunleavy over at Rocket Ship Entertainment on Kickstarter through April 9th. Junji Ito's In Old Records, a horror drama on vinyl from Ryan Cady, Poppy 00 Enterprises on Kickstarter through April 11th. The
This is
Monster.
actually an audio version of a Junji Ito short story on
Ooh,
vinyl.
that's really cool.
Really?
That's pretty awesome.
That's cool.
Adapted by Ryan Cady, who's a
Yeah,
hell of a comic book writer in his own right.
nice. That does sound that sounds really cool and very special.
Yes.
The Monster of Blackenstein, not to be confused with Blackenstein, spelled differently, by David Walker and Marcelo Di Chiara on Kickstarter through April 13th. And then Dan Dare, First Contact by Alex DeCampi and Mark Lamming with B7 Comics on Kickstarter through April 22nd. Go listen to our conversation, our recent conversation with Alex, where we touch on that and a bunch of other cool
Yep.
stuff. Ted, do you feel like reading the Humble Bundles? Or are you
Yeah,
still
I got the
okay?
humble bundles. I
All
got the
righty.
humble bundles. We've got Terry Pratchett's Discworld, $16 for 36 novels for the HFC. Care for Families Impacted by Alzheimer's has been extended to March 16th. Indie Comics bundle, I feel like this one got extended too because I don't think it's dead already. Yeah, 5 days left. So
Okay.
so so it's been
Through March
extended
19th?
to March 19th. Yeah. Indie Comics bundle, a super bundle of awesome stuff, $18 for 60 items to support the Comic Book Legal Defense Fund. As we just discussed, extended to March 19th. Ultimate Top Cow Science Fiction and Fantasy Comics. I'm almost certain that this one got extended too. Thankfully, I have the Humble Bundle still up. 18 items for 41 or $18 for 41 items for the Book Industry Charitable Foundation. Uh, Maybe it didn't get extended. Oh no, there it is. Yeah, no, it didn't get extended. So by the time you're listening to this, unless it gets extended, it might be too late for that because it's down to 4 hours and 32 minutes on the clock. So Tyler or Phil, if you wanted that top cow bundle, you should be looking at it right now. Um, Dive into Vertigo, $18 for 26 items, also for the Book Industry Charitable Foundation through March 20th. Protest Power Scenes and Lit for Microcosm Publishing, $18 for 38 items to support the ACLU through March 20th. Love and Rockets and More, the Collected Hernandez Brothers from Fantagraphics, $18 for 57 items, also supporting the ACLU through March 26th. The EC Resurrection Bundle, $18 for 39 issues. This is all new Oni EC stuff. Also, or for the Comic Book Legal Defense Fund through March 31st, and The Art of Alex Ross, George Perez, and more from Dynamite Entertainment. It's $18 for 35 art books, also supporting the Comic Book Legal Defense Fund through April 2nd. We had a really good week of comics this week. My three amazing books were actually made easier only by the fact that I didn't actually manage to read half of the ones that I was worried about being in the top spot. I'm not certain that I read any of the ones that were among my three that I hoped would be spectacular. Um, just because of the way time worked out this week. So I have three more books that I'm looking forward to reading today.
Nice.
But
That's always a
but
good
the
feel.
but the winners, and I completely neglected to put down
Creative team.
creative teams. The winners were Godzilla versus America Portland. Caitlin Yarsky was involved in that. Colleen Coover was involved in that. A few other people. This one goes right up there with Chicago and LA for my favorite. Though Boston was also good. You can never turn away one that's got Jesse Lonergan. Um,
Oh yeah.
this is no offense to Kansas City. Kansas City was a solid outing, but like
Which one had Carolyn Cash do a story?
that was Chicago.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Chicago had Carolyn Cash and Ezra Clayton Daniel, and LA had Dave Baker, and Boston had Jesse Lonergan. Like,
Wow. Yeah.
so I mean, Kansas City's extremely solid, really good effort. Just
I mean, I
I
looking at
I mean,
all of
it
these sound
was
fantastic.
they are all fantastic, but essentially, like the only knock on Kansas City is that it's a really amazing Godzilla comic book rather than like having any part of it that like breaks the bounds of what people normally think
Mm.
about when they think comics.
Merely a great Godzilla story.
Right. Exorcism at Buckingham Palace is the new Hannah Rose May, and let me look up the artist really quick because the art was fantastic.
Ooh,
Um,
that sounds really fascinating just from a
it's
title alone.
it's it's. I mean, I can't say for certain that it's a sequel to her Exorcism at 1600 Pen, which was
Oh,
It
also really
it
good.
is not a sequel, but I mean it's in that same vein that she
Right,
did, you know.
yeah.
right.
Yeah, it
But
But
makes
yeah,
Exorcism at 1600 Pen was also fantastic. Um, Exorcism at Buckingham Palace. Da-da-da-da. Hannah Rose May and
um,
of course we're
yeah, struggling.
hold
when are
It
you going
on.
to tell us about the damn artist?
it does
Oh,
look
there we go.
like solid art, that's for sure. It's from IDW, so if we're jumping
Uh,
to
Ramsey, what's the first name? Is we
I'm
just
seeing
had
character names before this, but
yeah, but I just saw the last name referred to like the full Kelsey Ramsey.
okay.
Uh yeah. Yeah. Um yeah, no, it was a like everything you want in a first issue. As was Tiger's Island #1 from Patrick Kindlon and EPHK from Image.
I have that in my pile. The cover with the with those blank faces looks really interesting.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
good
So I'm
stuff.
excited to read it.
that one looks pretty good to me. I actually just checked out on Hoopla, so yeah,
Yeah,
I'm gonna give that one a read.
it's good stuff.
Nice.
So, Phil, take a walk.
Oh yeah, I did get to Die Loaded #5 on release day, and it was a really great issue. It's so much tension with the story of this one, and absolutely incredible layouts from Stephanie Hans that was supposedly unasked for. She just went for it, which makes it even cooler, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am definitely chomping at the bit a little bit for the conclusion of this arc and figuring out who the rest of the party is at this point. or the last member, I guess, because yeah, there's just one more to go. And yeah, it's absolutely thrilling. I read a lot of Blue Period this week, which both has me thinking about art and like wanting to think and talk about art more than anything else going on at, in the world or at my job or anything like that. And it feels really good to be like plugged in and really flying through a series. Like, I mean, I read this is a similar pace that I read From Hell at, of just here's a big book and I'm reading it continuously pretty much all at once. I've been yeah, it's been a while since I've had like a long comic series that is completely new to me to just dive into, and
Dive.
it's been
Yeah,
wonderful. Yeah. Just
that's
de-screening a
cool.
little bit. Yeah, you know. All those sorts of things. And with that, Ted, you're still
Still becalmed.
it's is
Sadly, still becalmed.
at the risk of is there a certain naval blockage that is
Uh,
contributing to this?
no idea, but there is spring break coming up, so hopefully I'll
Okay,
manage to
there we
to
go.
to do some then.
Yeah, so I jumped from having read like 2.5 chapters of Blue Period to 26 chapters, which
Whoa.
yeah, well when there's only four, that's through I started volume 7 last night. So jumped from cracking into volume 1 to read 6 whole volumes this past week. And I think yeah, I'm pushing towards I don't know if I'll hit 17 by next week or the week after, but yeah, that's thanks to my local library. It's the physical reading that gets me to go faster.
All right, some great responsibility. We've been talking about this series behind the series for a long time. I was lucky enough to get to meet Mikhail Fief at CXC last year, and
Ooh.
now I'll have an excuse to get off my ass and drag him on the show. Let's talk some Copra Round One. Um,
Well, I guess the first big question is it pronounced Copra or Copra?
I
I
think
thought
it's
that
Copra.
too. I thought it was Copra, but I was going to
Okay.
ask you guys because I'm like, I don't know. But yeah, it's cool.
I
I mean,
I think I said the word Copra to Mikkel and didn't
hmm
get corrected,
Okay.
but
That's certainly something official.
I didn't manage to make it to his talk, so I don't know like how he voluntarily pronounced it. So
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
how about that?
So
okay.
yeah.
Well, before we dive into Suicide Squad, I mean Cobra, uh,
Well, it's
It
not.
it does it
There's
does have it does have Suicide Squad elements.
it does
yeah,
on
And I
this
don't
read.
think that was an accident.
No, and that jumped out at me on the first read. This time, it definitely feels like Suicide Squad meets Doom Patrol. You know,
Yeah,
um,
yes, yep.
with
there,
other references built into.
right.
Um,
Um, I mean, I feel like it winds up getting deeper than any of those.
oh yeah.
But
Correct. It does. Yep.
but my biggest thing, and one of the things that I want to talk more with Mikkel about is like I forget if it's in the introduction to book one or if I read it somewhere else that he talked about um what if I were to try to do a book like Kirby and not like Kirby as in like Kirby style or whatnot, but
Mhm.
like Kirby as in Kirby speed.
Breaking the
You know,
Kirby barrier.
I just did whatever I had to do it at, and probably not even Kirby speed because Kirby speed was like 6 pages a day, and
Yeah, it
I
was
think he was
nuts.
shooting for like three, you know.
Yeah,
But he was also, I think, doing all of the color and inking as well. Um,
which that is definitely the artistic vibrancy just jumps off the page of this book because I
right.
remember the first time I read it and even reading it this time on my phone, this is a book that makes me want to learn how to draw. Like that's how much fun it looks like he's having on the page. And like,
Yes, it's loose, and
oh
the other thing is too, the art style is so interesting because much of it is done with colored pencil,
yeah,
and
Hmm.
when you look at it, you're like, oh, this feels like a middle school kid's notebook, right?
But
And you're
like
like,
coolest fucking middle school kid you've ever, because seriously, it's like it has that sort of like notebook DIY aesthetic, but
I mean,
just oh
I have a facsimile of Jeff Smith's, elementary school version of Bone, and like
ooh
it can
okay
be done.
yeah
His middle school version of Bone too. Characters are already pretty much fully formed
yeah
by the
oh
time he
yeah
was 8.
wow I
um,
didn't know that about Bone.
Yeah,
that's cool. And that, I mean, that he's Jeff still doing it, right? And
yeah.
uh, but no, the artwork in this is the figures. The figures are kind of clunky, right? And that's
Hmm.
probably on purpose. They just look like lumbering big characters, and um, I like it. Again, like I said, it gives off a young vibe of a young artist, but that's definitely on purpose. You know what I mean? That's the
Well,
style they're
but
going for.
I'm gonna take it a slightly different way. What this does from a comic art standpoint
Hmm.
is emphasize how much of the story can be told. I mean, remember in Understanding Comics, Scott McCloud has like his abstract scale of art,
Hmm.
from very representational to very realistic. And like what this does is show you how much great storytelling can be done with really representational artwork.
Yeah, is the amount of like open the way he uses open space, like parts of the page that are untouched
Right.
is incredible to me. Whereas now, like if you look at anything from Marvel and DC, it's like fully
Oh,
painted top to bottom. So the
Right.
amount of
yeah.
like bare page open space that he uses is
And it's still an
incredible.
action superhero comic.
Exactly, yeah. It's like he's blending together abstraction and minimalism and
Great. I'm going to show
ultra
you guys this
violence.
this page here where
Yeah.
we've got a whole bunch of
Yep.
frames that are kind of thrown together like postcards on a
Uh-huh.
table,
Right.
and then the background is just a solid white.
Hmm.
Right.
Um, and yeah, it feels it gives it a certain feeling for sure because these
Hmm.
aren't standard panels. I mean, sure, on a couple pages, standard panels, but
Yeah.
not
But when actually
Right.
when he uses even the layouts, the combination of like non-traditional shaped layouts and like those action ones where the panels are all sloppy together, and then just having like three tiers of like progressive images, it's also great. It's
Well,
you know,
and like every line is dedicated to storytelling.
yes, 100%.
I mean, what makes this comic really special and makes it become even more special the deeper you go is every line is dedicated to storytelling.
Hmm. Both
You
text
know,
and art.
right. It's in some ways like the most minimalist action comic you could possibly make.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah. It's
yes,
hard for me to think of.
that's a good
Um,
way to putting
Yeah.
it.
and like it, because of that, it both distinguishes comics as a storytelling medium,
Hmm.
more than an art medium or a writing medium.
Yeah.
Um, and it it makes a statement about what the real essential parts of that storytelling are.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense because it is
You know, because
focused.
the acting is there.
Yeah.
I mean, is it is I mean, and like even as I was about to say it, I went, oh, here's another person that's often understated in their acting, just in
Oh yeah.
different ways. I was about to say, is it as profound as Elsa Chartier? Maybe not. But then I went, Elsa Chartier also tends to be kind of minimalist. How
Yeah.
often do we talk about profound acting with
Hmm.
really detailed, realistic art?
Yeah, it can get harder because uh, sometimes the more detail you put into it, like the less
The more ambiguity there is. Human
yeah.
faces are hard to read.
Exactly, yeah. Whereas when you have that
Um,
the cartooning that's just like
I
clear
mean,
and minimal, you can get the
I am
expression.
both autistic and work in autism education. We
Hmm.
use a lot of comics and or emoji type things to help kids understand and pick up on emotions.
Absolutely, yeah. Um,
You
yeah.
know,
I think the acting, I mean, one of the big things for me, I mean, again, his between his use of layouts and his like panel progression of seeing like uh what is a chaotic like the first issue where the bad guys jump the van and it's just complete chaos, but it is so cool looking and so fun, and you know what's happening the whole time. That's another thing that's great, is that the storytelling comes through and it's clearly conveyed, and you're not guessing.
well, I mean, this is where I go like I know Tyler and I have talked about this once or twice. Like, um, Lone Wolf and Cub is one of my favorite comics ever,
Mhm,
and certainly one of the most beautiful comics ever drawn.
mhm.
Um, but in terms of fight scenes, I like Usagi Yojimbo more because I always know which character is which.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that. I can understand that for
In
sure.
kinetic fight scenes in Lone Wolf and Cub, I
Hmm.
sometimes have to look really carefully to figure out which one is our Ronin and which one is the one that he's fighting against. That's not a problem when it's a rabbit and a fox.
I think, I mean, yeah, when it's a detailed style and it's in black and
You know what I
white.
mean?
Yeah, no, I do. Well, and same with this, where when all of the character designs are totally different,
Right,
and unique.
right.
And I
The
love,
characters were clearly designed to
yeah,
never have a problem knowing who was who.
yeah. And I also love how some of the more like generic looking designs were the people who got killed instantly.
Right.
Like
I mean,
The red shirts.
yeah, the obvious
I
Dr.
mean,
Light knockoff.
yeah, definitely one of the things that I would talk to Mikkel about
Hmm.
um is like how much time did you spend putting together your characters initially to make them so that
Hmm.
like talk about the pre-series prep.
Yeah.
You know, because part of this is that, you know, essentially, you know, use a Matt Madden term, the constraint you put on yourself was you wanted to work at a really high speed.
Yeah.
But But even when working in constraints, you then have to put together the right toolbox. And in this case, a lot of that toolbox is character and world design that you know that you can use quickly. So talk
Hmm.
to me about how you thought about your your character designs. Um, yeah. So Mikhail, if you're listening, that's like maybe not question
Talk,
one, but an early question.
tell us
That's
about
An
it.
that's
early
question
question, should you ever
that's
come on
question
the
zero.
show?
Oh yeah.
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 I mean,
Well, hey, I was gonna say, guys, I have to go at 9. I have to
okay.
jump off.
I mean,
Well,
it's
then
good.
that becomes a I mean,
Well,
particularly
real quick,
because we're
real quick.
planning on going through all of Copra.
Okay, good. I was just about to ask, are we doing volume two next week?
Yeah.
I hope so. I hope so.
Yeah, no.
I'm on board.
We'll do it
Hell
all.
yeah.
It's done. There's no
Yeah.
reason not to just go around a week. The
Yeah,
rounds, remember
I
round
love
one,
that too.
round two. Yeah.
that
Love
is
that they're
cool.
rounds. Because it's like a fight.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
rounds in a fight. It's a
You know, as
yeah.
far as like I said, I made the joke that it's Suicide Squad, but it's not. It's better.
It's not, it's more.
Yeah.
It's
It
Yeah.
better. It
honestly, sorry.
It works from a little bit of that premise,
Hmm.
but the characters are deeper.
oh yeah.
The there's more ambiguity about what they're being asked to do
Hmm.
and whatnot. Like, and I thought it was a great decision that they didn't open with, oh, we're putting this team together.
Hmm. Team's already there. If
Team's
anything,
already there.
they open with
They
taking the team apart.
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
they explained and then they
Right.
went back, right?
Honestly,
Right.
having read this, it kind of ruins Suicide Squad for me. Like I look at Suicide Squad and I'm like, I don't really get it. And I know that there's supposed to be a huge, great Ostrander run in the 80s and stuff, but I'm like, every Suicide Squad I look at, and I'm like, this is just shitty Copra, you know?
Right. Right.
Yeah. And I know where this is kind of silly, but I'm just going to point out my favorite frame because we were talking about
Uh-huh.
frames and
Uh-huh.
artwork. Where I'm new to Copra, so I don't know character names yet. But
I don't, I'm not new to Copra, and I don't manage to
where she
I
rips
recognize it by face, yeah.
the tank man, right? She
Oh
takes him and just
yeah.
rips him off
Yeah.
the tank.
That was
He's
so good.
half tank, half man. And
Yep.
and if you did you notice where the gun is on the tank when he's shooting?
I
It's
think so.
coming right out of his crotch area. It looks
More or less.
hilarious. It looks hilarious.
Oh yeah. No,
Uh,
my favorite page was probably when the count guy was mind warping the big bad guy and he was like turning into a circle of himself. That scene was awesome.
this is kind of just nitpicky, but I don't enjoy the kind of taupish background throughout this.
Hmm.
I'm just a little bored.
I like it. It's
Do
interesting.
you?
It's yeah. I mean, it's unique. It's a background color that I don't see very often. So then it
I
becomes
kind of
Copra
don't even
flavored.
notice half the time. And I
Okay.
think that's part of the point.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, it just
I can see
looks
that.
like
Yeah.
the color of the page to me at that point. Like
Right.
that's what he's drawing on. But yeah,
I mean, it's not throughout the whole thing, so I shouldn't say that. But
that's fair.
Well,
Yeah,
but I mean
enough.
that goes back to what I was saying before. Like every line has a purpose.
Yep.
yeah,
Um,
yep,
so like I
yeah,
mean,
yeah. It's
what
cool, Phil.
color
That's
they
Yeah.
awesome.
tell you to make your walls when you're getting your house ready to sell?
Yeah.
Right?
That's the background, unless there's a reason for it not to,
hmm hmm
and then he'll put something else there. You
Okay.
know. At least that's kind of my take, and I didn't manage to do as deep of a dive this week. So like these are all thoughts that I've had for ages, not like finely honed ones. But that's kind of my
Well,
take is that
I
yeah,
I'm
Yeah.
excited for round two for sure.
Heck yeah.
yeah,
Um, I do like it that they call them rounds. That's really cool. I had
yeah.
to make sure I was reading the right thing because I
hmm
went back because there's a number of Copra stuff in Global Comics where I'm
There
like, is
is,
this
hmm
I'm like, there's the
right.
Master Collection, Death of
I think
Copra.
the Master
Uh,
Collection has the original 3 rounds because it didn't start at Image,
Yeah.
started
It was
independent.
yeah, self-published, pretty sure. Rue's mailing them
Right,
out to put to a
right.
list. Yeah.
yep.
And then
So
I think it was yeah. Sorry. We should probably just wrap up.
yeah, we've got lots of time to talk Copra.
Yeah.
So let's get into 3 books we hope will be spectacular. Uh, Dead Teenagers #1 from Jude Ellison S. Doyle and Caitlin Yarsky, friend of the podcast from Oni Press, just looks awesome. End of Life #2, End of Life #1 was awesome.
That was
So
so good. I
Ky-
loved it.
Ky-
And it's weird reading Kyle Starks
I love
in
Kyle.
that format, in that style, in that I don't know, but it's great.
Kyle Starks and Tim Pugh and for Phil and myself, Batwoman #1 from Greg Rucka and Danny at DC. There's a
Still
there's a
doing the
crap
Arsenio.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's a crap ton of other really great comics coming out this week. Crazy for You from Paul Theroux and Steve Laffer at Fantagraphics. If you're behind, Death to Pachuco and Trinity Daughter of Wonder Woman. Um, Animan beat everyone up, and hot or not among the graphic novels. American Caper is rolling on as our barbarian behind bars, Devil on My Shoulder, The Future Is, Kill All Immortals, Night City, a book from Matt Kint and David Lapham didn't make my top 3 this week.
Wow. That's tough.
uh Funny.
Yeah. I'll say
The Scotty Young Jorge Corona Power or Lobos starts up. Lucky Devils continues. Mary Sue wraps up. Powers 25, number 7, Roots of Madness, number 5, Ultimate Wolverine, number 15, Tom King returning with number 31 of Wonder Woman. I probably should have like put Wrestle Heist up with the End of Life number 2 because it's Kyle Starks. Uh, that could have even maybe moved End of Life up above Dead Teenagers, but I'm really looking forward to Dead Teenagers, so I'm not certain. So yeah, really, really good book week comics. Phil,
And
Oh
what
yeah.
is your giant size trade waiter pick?
That's going to be Don't Forget Your Briefcase by Elliot
yo, I'm
Rail
doing.
and Philip Sevey at Mad Cave.
Uh,
Yeah, that one, I've got to read that one. I mean, I know
So
you said
good.
it was great,
it's
and
great.
the premise sounds uncontested. Also super excited for Batwoman number 1. Also say Animan sounds ridiculous. I'm going to have to read that one at some point too.
Yeah.
Looks so bonkers.
So yeah, that's episode number 227. It just feels crazy. 800 some odd episodes in total.
Right.
Um, yeah, just, just, yeah. And thank you guys for carrying this episode because, like, I'm just tired. I have a lot of things that are supposed to be fun on my plate for today, this weekend, that like all of them feel more like chores than fun right now, just because of where the
Oh,
world is.
that's a bummer.
Um,
That's a.
yeah, I'm trying to put myself together, but like,
Yeah.
yeah, this is like the first time ever that I thought about skipping a week.
Oof.
So like I'm happy that you were both here and able to carry the episode and make me feel better. So like thank you both for that a
We were
lot.
Oh, sure.
The Sam and Gollum to your Frodo, happily.
Uh
Sam and Gollum.
Yep, carrying you up that mountain.
I mean, particularly with the encouraging me to crawl back into the warm hole at the beginning, you're totally pulling off the Gollum role.
I knew that's where I was going.
Wait,
So
Oh,
can I be Sam?
yeah.
Can
That's
well,
okay.
fair.
that's the point. Is
Yeah,
he claimed Gollum for
I did.
himself, whether he wanted it or not.
I
So you
knew it
have to
was
be
there.
Sam.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's a heavy burden.
and like if you guys love Sam and Gollum, you really probably shouldn't be reading Babs right now.
Hey, before we go, do you guys read a web comic called Tonks or
I've
Twonks?
I've
Twonks.
I think
I've
that
heard of
sounds
it, but I
familiar.
don't think I've read it.
Yeah.
Well, they had a recent strip. It's a comic strip, and
Mhm.
a recent one of Sam and Frodo in Mount Doom at the edge, and Frodo going, "Oh, I forgot the ring in Riverdale or
Oh,
in the Shire. We have to go
yeah.
back." And Sam shoving him off
That's
the
funny.
edge.
That's pretty good.
And he goes, "Whoops." All
All right. Well, Tyler,
right.
take us out, my friend.
All right. So this has been awesome, and we'll catch you guys after next page. See ya.
And now, the next page, brought to you by.
The Nexus Vault, your new home for comics, cards, and collectibles in Southwest Minnesota. Located at 109 East Main Street in Laverne, the Nexus Vault is where longtime fans and new readers alike can dive into comics, trading cards, toys, and all things geek culture. Whether you're chasing key issues, building a deck, or just looking for a place that gets fandom, the Nexus Vault has you covered. You can reach the shop at 507-858-8914. You can email us at the Nexus Vault Laverne. That's the Nexus Vault, LUVERNE at gmail.com. Or you can check us out online at thenexusvault.com.
And also Modern Age Comics,
Yeah,
2214 East Algonquin Road, Algonquin, Illinois, 60102. The new shop of Psycho Comicology. Come and pick up your comics, pick up your geek stuff. Just talk comics. I might be there. Who knows? Reach the store at 847-409-6295 or check out modernagereader.com. This month's catalog highlights have an initial order due date of March 26th and will reach stores beginning in May. New comic series Absolute Catwoman #1 from Jay Grayson, Scott Snyder, and Bengal at DC. Final order cutoff of May 18th, in stores June 10th. Absolute Green Arrow #1 from Pornsak, Pichetshote, and Rafael Albuquerque at DC. Final order cutoff of April 27th, in stores May 20th. Ape #1, a one-shot from Rich Tommaso at Floating World. Final order cutoff March 30th, in stores June 17th. Babylon Cove #1 from Rafer Roberts, Joe Eisma at Mad Cave. Final order cutoff April 27th, in stores May 20th. Bad Thoughts #1 from Andy Parks and Dave Wachter at Ignition Press. Final order cutoff April 20th, in stores May 27th. Barbara Gordon Breakout #1 from Mariko Tamaki and Amanke Nahuelpan at DC Comics. Final order cutoff is April 20th, in stores May 13th. Ben 10 #1 from Joe Casey, Robert Carey at Dynamite. Final order cutoff of April 13th, in stores May 6th. Concrete Stars Over Sand #1 from Paul Chadwick at Dark Horse. I neglected my final order cutoffs and in stores on that, but it's coming. Destination Kill #1, Joe Palmer at Oni Press, April 20th. Final order cutoff and in stores on May 13th. Dog Tag #1 from Mark Russell and PJ Holden at Mad Cave. Final order cutoff is April 13th, in stores May 6th. Imperia #1 from David K. Wilson and Jacques Salmon at Rocket Ship Entertainment. Final order cutoff March 30th, in stores May 6th. Fall of the House of Slaughter #1 from Tate Bromble and Adriano Turtolici at Boom Studios. Final order cutoff March 23rd, in stores May 6th. Godzilla vs. America Texas from Matt Frank and various other artists at IDW. Final order cutoff is April 6th, in stores May 13th. Hank Howard Pizza Detective, A Slice of Life #1 from Robert Venditti and David Lapham from Bad Idea Comics, in stores May 6th with a final order cutoff of April 6th. Hellboy and the BPRD, The Monster of Nivola, one shot from Mike Mignola, Christopher Golden, and Danielle Serra at Dark Horse. Final order cutoff May 18th, in stores June 24th. Hellboy in Love, Obsidian #1 from Mike Mignola, Christopher Golden, and Alex Nieto at Dark Horse. Final order cutoff May 11th, in stores June 17th. If Destruction Be Our Lot from Matthew Rosenberg, Mark Elijah Rosenberg, Andy McDonald, and Francesco Segala at Image Comics. Final order cutoff April 13th, in stores May 6th. Innards #1 from Sam Lofty and Rob Guillory at Ignition Press. Final order cutoff March 30th, in stores May 6th. JLA Avengers #1 Facsimile Edition from Kurt Busiek and George Perez at Marvel/DC. Final order cutoff of April 20th, in stores May 27th. Lenore, A Ghost Story, one shot from Roman Durge at Titan. Final order cutoff April 20th, in stores May 13th. The Life and Death of Lucas Dreamwalker from #1 from R.L. Stein and Francesco Francavilla, Boom Studios. Final order cutoff April 13th, in stores May 27th. The Matron #1 from David Bowles and Drew Edwards with art from Monica Gallagher and Harry Saxon. IPI Comics, a final order cutoff April 27th, in stores May 27th. Megalith, The Olympus Saga #1 from Matt Kint and Louis LaRosa. Bad Idea, final order cutoff April 13th, in stores May 13th. Monsters in Love, a Pride Anthology one-shot from Tate Bromble, James Tynion IV, Isaac Goodhart, and V. Gagnon from Dark Horse. Final order cutoff May 18th and in stores June 24th. Odin #1 from James Tynion IV, Marguerite Bennett, Letitia Kedenichi, and Jordi Belair at Image. Final order cutoff April 27th, in stores May 20th. Of the Earth #1 from Chris Condon, Andrew Eric, and Charlie Adler at Image Comics. Final order cutoff is April 27th, in stores May 20th. Only the Savage Are Left Alive #1 from Zach Kaplan, Stefano Raphael at Dark Horse, in store, or final order cutoff of April 27th, in stores June 3rd. Seven Wives #1 from Zoe Tunnel and V. Ganyan. At IDW, final order cutoff at April 13th, in stores May 20th. She Spawn #1 from Gail Simone Iguara at Image, final order cutoff April 13th, in stores May 6th. Showdown #1 from Dave Wilgotch and Tad Galusha at Ignition Press, final order cutoff is April 6th, in stores May 13th. Skate Ali from #1 from Sam Humphries, Kelly Sue DeConnick, and Natasha Bustos from Dark Horse Comics, final order cutoff May 4th, in stores June 10th. Star Wars Rogue One, Cassian Andor #1 from Benjamin Percy and David Marquez at Marvel, final order cutoff April 6th, in stores May 6th. Superman, Father of Tomorrow by Kenny Porter and Danny Earls. DC Comics, final order cutoff May 4th, in stores May 27th. The Ring, The Man Who Beat the Man, #1 from Gail Simone and Eliza Romboli at Dark Horse, final order cutoff April 27th, in stores June 3rd. Ultimate Impact Reborn #1 from Chris Condon and Stefano Caselli at Marvel Comics, final order cutoff of April 6th, in stores May 20th. Warbird #0 from Robert Venditti, Derek Kolstad, and Jesse Lonergan at Bad Idea, final order cutoff of March 30th, in stores April 29th. And Zorro #1 from Howard Chaykin and Jorge Fornes, Alien Books, final order cutoff April 13th, in stores May 20th. Upcoming graphic novels: Adrift on a Painted Sea from Tim Bird and Sue Bird at Avery Hill, final order cutoff April 6th, in stores May 6th. Apocalyptic Horseplay from Elliot Boardman at Rocket Ship, final order cutoff March 30th, in stores May 27th. Barking by Lucy Sullivan at Avery Hill, final order cutoff of April 6th, in stores May 6th. The Beast, Volume 1 by Zidru and Frank Pay from Oni Magnetic, final order cutoff April 20th, in stores May 13th. Charity and Sylvia by Tilly Walden at Drawn and Quarterly, final order cutoff April 6th, in stores June 17th. The Children of Light by Gene Pliers at New York Review Comics, final order cutoff April 13th, in stores June 23rd. Crawl Space by Violet Kitchen at Boulagan Press, final order cutoff March 30th, in stores May 6th. The Cutting Garden by Darcy Van Polgeist, Aaron Connolly at Image Comics, final order cutoff April 20th, in stores September 2nd. Dogs on Dates by Luke Healy at Drawn and Quarterly, final order cutoff April 20th, in stores June 24th. The End of the Arab of the Future, Volume 1 from Riyadh Sattouf, Sam Taylor at Fanagraphics, final order cutoff April 13th, in stores May 20th. Everglide by Carlos Gonzalez at Floating World, final order cutoff March 30th, in stores June 24th. Gun Punch by Fernando Pinto at Rocket Ship Entertainment, final order cutoff March 30th, in stores May 13th. Hana and Taru, The Forest Giants from Leo Schilling and Mato, Oni Magnetic, final order cutoff April 20th, in stores May 13th. Landing in Place, Shireen Hamdi, Mira Elmir Kokila at final order cutoff of April 20th, in stores May 19th. The Marshfellows from Anna Laura Sullivan at Top Shelf, final order cutoff April 13th, in stores May 19th. The Odyssey, a graphic novel deluxe edition from Gareth Hines at Candlewick, final order cutoff is April 13th, in stores May 12th. Olive, Lost in Inner Space, Vero Kazat and Lucy Mazel at Abrams, final order cutoff April 6th, in stores May 20th. Oracles, Olivia Sullivan at Avery, final order cutoff April 6th, in stores May 6th. Pandola by Kyung Chi-kit at Mad Cave Nakama, final order cutoff is April 13th, in stores May 6th. Physical Education from Joanna Mosi at Pow Pow, final order cutoff May 30th, in stores May 6th. Record Journey from Ryoichiro Kazuka at Titan, final order cutoff May 4th, in stores May 27th. School for Extraterrestrial Girls, Volume 3, Girls in Space from Jeremy Whitley and Jamie Naguchi at Papercuts, final order cutoff at April 20th, 7th, in stores May 20th. See You in Memories by Pen So at Mad Cave Nakama Press, final order cutoff of April 20th, and in stores May 13th. Spent by Allison Bechtel at Harper Alley. Final order cutoff May 6th in stores, or final order cutoff of April 6th in stores May 6th. Squallow and Mage versus the Rage of the Bakanawa by Caro Budagun Hikino at Harper Alley. Final order cutoff May 4th, in stores May 27th. Teen Titans Together by Cami Garcia and Gabriel Piccolo. DC Comics. Final order cutoff May 4th, in stores August 4th. Two Sons by Carlos Gaffoni and Juan Doe. Rocker Ship Entertainment, final order cutoff of March 30th, in stores May 20th. Virginia Wolf by Liuba Gabrielle at Mad Cave, Becco Giallo, final order cutoff of May 4th, in stores May 27th. And We Are Pan by Yasmin Flores Montañez and Andrea Fratino at Top Shelf, final order cutoff April 27th, in stores June 2nd. Finally, collections available in this catalog: Be Not Afraid from Jude Ellison S. Doyle and Lissandro Estherren at Boom Studios, final order cutoff April 6th, in stores July 7th. Bloodletter by Joseph Illage, Tim Seeley, Christian Rosado at Image Comics, final order cutoff March 30th, in stores May 6th. Booza, Volume 1 from Shazleen Khan at Abrams, final order cutoff April 13th, in stores May 27th. Capes by Robert Kirkman and Mark Engelert, Image Comics, final order cutoff April 20th, in stores May 27th. Captain Henry and the Graveyard of Time by Mike Mignola, Bruce Sick. Dark Horse Comics, final order cutoff April 20th, in stores July 21st. Colossal Volume 1 by Rutul and Diane Truk at Abrams, final order cutoff March 30th, in stores May 6th. Devil on My Shoulder by Kyle Starks and Peter Kowalski at Dark Horse Comics, final order cutoff of April 13th, in stores July 14th. Die Loaded, Volume 1 from Kieran Gillen and Stephanie Hans at Image Comics, final order cutoff of March 30th, in stores May 6th. Dust to Dust by J.G. Jones and Philip Bram at Image Comics, final order cutoff of April 20th, in stores May 27th. Elf Quest, The Hidden Years Gallery Edition from Wendy Peeney and Richard Peeney at Dark Horse Comics, final order cutoff of April 13th, in stores July 14th. Galaxy of Madness, The Mortal Machine from Magdalene Visaggio, Michael Aving Oming, and Victor Santos at Mad Cave, final order cutoff of April 13th, in stores May 6th. Hector Plasm, Volume 1, Born into Night Battles, Benito Sereno, Nate Bellegrade, Derek Hunter at Image Comics, final order cutoff of April 20th, in stores May 27th. Hellboy and the BPRD, 1955 to 1957. Mike Mignola, Mike Norton, Chris Roberson, Brian Chirillo, and Sean Martinborough at Dark Horse Comics, final order cutoff April 13th, in stores July 14th. Hulk Smash Everything by Ryan North and Adam Kubert at Marvel Comics, final order cutoff April 27th, in stores July 7th. Liquidator from Peter Milligan and Peter Kowalski at Mad Cave, final order cutoff April 27th, in stores May 20th. Our Soot-Stained Heart, Joni Hogg and Stippen Morian at Mad Cave, final order cutoff April 13th, in stores May 6th. Powers 25, Volume 1 from Brian Michael Bendis and Michael Avon Oming at Dark Horse Comics, final order cutoff is April 6th, in stores July 7th. Star Trek Red Shirts from Christopher Cantwell and Megan Levins at IDW, final order cutoff of April 6th, in stores May 12th. Tank Girl Motherload Slipcase Set from Alan Martin, Warwick Johnson Cadwell, Jim Mahfood, Rufus Dayglow, and Ashley Wood at Titan, final order cutoff of April 20th, in stores May 13th. Toxic Avenger Volume 3, Toxic Goes to Washington by Matt Bors and Fred Harper at Ahoy Comics, final order cutoff of April 27th, and in stores August 19th. And Where Does the Rainbow End from Francesco Perillo and Stefano Cardicelli at Mad Cave, final order cutoff April 20th, and in stores May 13th.